Okay, so now that we've done a lot of broad stroke stuff that is run-of-the-mill, get your audio up to speed type of stuff, I want to get into some things that are slightly more esoteric, but that are equally handy at certain times. These, with the exception of dehum, are ones that I probably recommend that you use on a case-by-case basis. These aren't sort of across your entire audio file sorts of things, unless you're experiencing a ton of this stuff and it might save you time to just go ahead and do the whole file. Totally depends on the case. But let's go ahead and let's just check out dehum. We don't have a lot of hum, but we did talk about how this is sort of just down to a science at this point over at Isotope. And I do not work for Isotope. I'm just a fan. I rely on them. Again, the adaptive mode with the hum render, bingo bango, it works great, but it is there as a separate module I wanted to mention. Let's jump into some of the more esoteric ones that I find very handy at times. So let's check out de-rustle first. Let's listen to what we have here and we'll see if we can find something to de-rustle. De-rustle essentially does what the name indicates. It gets rid of rustle, which can come from a lot of different places. Maybe a mic touched something. Maybe it's someone's breath or a plosive that's rustly in particular, and it just happens to work better. It can be handy for so many different things. Let's take a listen to this recording that we've sort of stripped off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3.
I think I want to jump to these guys.
3, 4.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 2, 3.
Let's check out this 2 right here with de-rustle. And again, let's play with the reduction strength, ambience preservation. We can start high, and if it sounds better pulling it back, we will. Separation algorithm. Again, we're usually working low to high in terms of CPU load, so I like things to be as pristine as possible. We're going to go with joint channel because this is a stereo version of a mono recording. But if you need things to be channel independent in a stereo file because it's a true stereo recording with different things going on the left and the right, you can go ahead and go with channel independent. Let's do advanced joint channel, and let's just see what we can make happen.
2, 2.
Okay, here's without.
2.
Here's with.
2.
It's gotten rid of some stuff there. That's working pretty well for me. Again, this is a baby step, but if we're really having to save something like this, or if you're really trying to pull some dialogue out of something or a vocal performance and you've just really got something bad that happened. I've used this a lot for live recordings when people are wearing a costume or a headset mic. A lot of different stuff can happen. De-rustle can really get you out of a jam. Let's go over to de-wind because de-wind is also really handy. De-wind is somewhere between de-plosive and de-rustle. So essentially, de-wind works exactly as it sounds. It can get rid of these sort of blowy sounds. Let's look at the crossover frequency here. And what we're choosing with the crossover frequency is what we're actually going to affect. So I'm hearing it low, so let's leave it low. And let's push the reduction a little bit and just see where we end up with this 2.
2, 2.
Oh my goodness. Here's without.
2.
Here's with.
2, 2.
Let's pull the crossover frequency down a little bit more. We're losing some of the voice there, some of the low end of the voice. And we can see how much CPU that takes. Wow, that's just one word, and that took kind of a moment. Not that that was a long time if we think historically, but wow, this is quite an algorithm, I would imagine.
2, 2, 2, 2.
That's pretty good. Let's go back.
2, 2.
See, it's getting rid of quite a bit of that noise. Let's push the fundamental recovery a little bit harder to see if we can get that a little bit of that low end put back.
2, 2, 2, 2.
Okay, moving in the right direction. Again, not a miracle with the fundamental recovery.
2, 2.
I'm just backing up a couple of steps and rendering this again.
2, 2, 2.
This is working really well.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, you can hear we're losing a lot of bottom there. So I think what we want to do in this case is actually pull down the reduction. I think that's the mistake here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2.
All right. Again, we're not fooling anyone here by saying, hey, this is perfect, but we are getting rid of some blowy sounds. And again, when it works, it works. When it's not quite right, it's not quite right, but you can always look around. You can check out things like declip, denoise, even deplosive might be handy in a situation like this, but these are all things that you can try to see if you can make something sound a little bit more natural and to make it work for your production.